Hello, good day folks. In my previous video we have seen how to install operating system and how to create virtual machines. Then we have done the prerequisites for these machines, then created local repositories and updated Ambari repo file in all the machines. Now we can install Ambari server and agent. So I'm going to install Ambari server on my master and Ambari agent, so you need to install on all the nodes. So you can just verify whether your yum repo is able to get this Ambari yum list all, then just search Ambari. So yum list all the packages. Okay, so you are able to see the Ambari agent and other components. That is fine. Then let's do the installation of Ambari server. yum-y install Ambari-server. Okay, so it will install Ambari server and dependent components. At the same time, we can go to all the nodes including master and install Ambari agent. So yum-y install. So do it on this machine, yum-y. Okay. So again, it takes some time for this installation. It has to download this particular package and do the installation. So the agent installation is relatively faster, but Ambari server again takes some time. So now install Ambari agent on master also. So update the agent configuration on all the nodes and point the correct Ambari server host name. Okay, so go to etc Ambari agent conf Ambari agent.ini. Okay, so we need to use this host name across all the nodes. vi/etc Ambari agent conf Ambari agent.ini. So this host name, so we need to replace with the host where our Ambari server is running. So we need to edit it across all the nodes. vi/etc Ambari agent conf Ambari agent.ini. This host name we need to change it. Then go to the last one, then replace this host name with the master machine's host name or IP address. So now on the master, so I'm going to install MySQL. Why? Because I'm not using the default Postgres for Ambari server. So let me install yum-y install MySQL server. So it will download and install MySQL server and dependent components. So you can see the status here. So it takes some time because it has to download and install the dependent packages also. That is done. So we can install MySQL connector jar file. Okay, so I have installed that component also, MySQL connector jar. So now I can just do Ambari server setup command. Okay, so but before that I need to start my MySQL component and to create some databases. Service MySQL d start. Okay, so I can run this for setting initial root password. So initial password is null, so I'm just setting the root password. So Okay, so remove anonymous user. Yes, reload. Yeah, now I will be able to connect. So use the password we just set. Okay, so create database Ambari, and then I'm creating a user. Create user Ambari identified by. So what is the password? Password, I am setting my password as, but you can use very strong password, but for the sake of convenience I am using this simple password. Then grant all privileges on this database schema to this user. Then I can come back. Then I'm just setting Ambari server setup. So customize your account for Ambari server daemon. So no, I'm not customizing. Then this JDK, so you have two options, Oracle 1.8 and Oracle JDK 1.8 1.7, but it tried to download from internet and take some time, but I already installed JDK in some location, so I can use the third option, custom JDK. So use the Java home, so it must be installed on all hosts, the same host, JC policy files. So this is very important when you are doing an Kerberos. Okay, I just downloaded this JDK and slash user, this directory I have kept on all the nodes. So you need to keep the JDK in uniform path, I mean on all the nodes the same location. Enter. Then here you have option for database configuration, so enter advanced database configuration, yes. So here we have option to select the database, so which database you want to select. So you can choose the database you are going to use. So I'm using 3, so that is MySQL. Then host name. So what is the host name? So you can use master.hadoop.com or localhost also would be fine. Then port number 3306, that is the default port where MySQL is running, so select that. So database name, so the database name which I created is Ambari, same, Ambari. Then username Ambari. Then the password is not the big data, so I used password PSSWORD. Okay, so before start you must run the following DDL. So proceed with the remote database connection properties, yes. So we will go to this MySQL -u root -p. Okay, so we may need to execute this script from this database, so wait some time. Okay, so it takes some time to finish this wizard. Okay, so now we have executed this script. So next is we need to execute this .sql file for creating tables inside our database. For that, what we need to use, MySQL -u root, then -p, then Ambari, so which is the database, and use this one. Then it's asking for the password, so that is the root password for Ambari. So it has created some tables inside this database, so we will verify that MySQL -u root -p, then so use Ambari, which is the database we created, show tables. So you can see that some tables are created. So this is the one which created by that script. Okay, so now after that, so we can start. So we have done the setup successfully. So service Ambari -server status showing not running. Then better do a restart because this PID file exists already. Okay, so it's starting. So again, initially it takes some time to start, so we will wait. So it's started successfully. Now we can start our agent also. Service Ambari -agent, check the status, it's not running, then start. So start the agent on all the nodes. Okay, so node 1 and node 2 also. So now after starting, so if you go to this database, you can check is there any value updated in the table. So use Ambari, then show tables. Let's see, select star from, yes, some values are there. So this is admin user. So now so we can see the status. So okay, Ambari agent and Ambari server. Okay, so server is running. So we'll open browser, then HTTP : / the IP address of this machine. So if config, then 8080. So we'll wait some time. Okay, so it may take some time, so you have to wait some time to start this Ambari service up and running, because even though the services are up and running in the backend, so it takes some time to initialize. So you have to wait a few minutes. Then after that, so you will be getting this page. So 8080. For troubleshooting, you can try this one. Okay, so if you have telnet installed in your system, so telnet localhost 8080. So I'm executing from the machine where I have installed Ambari server. So it's connecting. That means 8080 port is working. So I should be able to log in here. So use the default credential admin. So now I would be able to log into this Ambari using initial credential admin. So now we have a lot of options like deployment views, manage users, and create the cluster. So I'm selecting this launch install wizard for creating a new cluster. So use my cluster name. Okay, so my lab, say any name you can give. So for more details about the naming conventions and all, so you can click here and get the details. So next, okay, it will ask for the version you want and what is the type of repository you have. Okay, so I'm okay with 2.5.3. so let me check the version which I have hosted in my machine. So ls/var www html, so HDP. Okay, so I'll go to this machine's URL and check with HDP CentOS. Yes. So 2.5.3, this version is 2.5.3. So copy that URL and use it here. 2.5.3, then use local repository, and I need to select my matching version. So I don't want RHEL7, I don't want SUSE 17, this one. So I need only this one for HDP. So this is the URL. So you need to go till you find a directory called repo data. Okay, so this is the directory. You can find repo data directories there, so you have to reach here. Then for HDP utils, so take that directory name from here, then paste it here, go to repos, CentOS 6. Okay, so you have repo data here, so you need to copy till here, then this one, that's it. So these two things you need to do. So if you are using from internet based repository, use the public repository. Since I have already configured a local repository, so I'm choosing use local repository. You have option. Okay, so this particular Ambari is supporting 2.2, 2.3 and 2.4 also. Okay, and there are different components. I selected 2.5, and 2.5 I have already a local repo created. Then continue. So here we have two options. Okay, the first thing you need to do here is, so you need to give the host name. So master.hadoop.com, one host, then node1.hadoop.com. so you can use that regular expression pattern like this. Okay, so node1 to 2.hadoop.com. okay, and host registration, since we already did this agent installation, we can select this option. So if you have not installed agent, then you have to choose this one. Okay, so since we have only very few nodes, I am writing as it is. So node 1, so node2.hadoop.com. and host registration, as I said, we have two options. So one is with that key, and so that will install Ambari agent in that all the nodes. But if you already installed agent manually, so you can select this second option. Okay, so I already installed Ambari agent on all the machines, so I am choosing this perform manual registration. Okay, so this step is not needed. So if you are doing if you are letting Ambari to do that Ambari agent installation, you have to choose this one. Then confirm the registration. Okay, so yes, all the registration is fine, success. Then it's doing some prerequisites checks. So if anything fail, so it shows that. Otherwise we can go ahead and continue the installation. So we'll have to wait a few minutes to complete that check. So now all the three checks, so we can see, I think the status is okay, so all are okay. So otherwise it shows some issues in case of some error. So otherwise good, so we can go ahead and continue. So click next. And then here we can select that what are the services we want. So I'm choosing the HDFS and Yarn and Zookeeper. So these are the three services initially I'm adding. So later I will be adding more components. Continue. Okay, Ambari metrics collector from cluster makes available to. Okay, so proceed anyway. Okay, so this is the host selection. So we can assign, so on which we want to name node, on which node we want to secondary name node. So on which we need history server and Zookeeper. What are the nodes? Master node 1, node 2, and history server, resource manager. So what are the nodes we want to allocate this for? Okay, so you need to choose that machine according to your the hardware configuration. So since it's a very small cluster again, so I'm choosing it in a sharing mode, like even in the data node also I have some other services running. So this may not be the case in production. So you have dedicated servers for zookeeper or dedicated servers for data nodes and secondary name node separate, like that. Okay, so continue. So these are the slaves. Okay, so data node on all the three, so node manager on all the three. So the client you can select. Okay, so these are the configurations parameters, like so where this name node keep these files and where this data node keep these files and what are the name node heap size, all these parameters here. So again, so these are all we can configure later also. So some are we can do at the time of installation also. So all these parameters we can do configure later. So I am accepting the default settings here and continue. Okay, so now I got another page, looks like this. Okay, so this tells about my cluster details. So what are the things which I am going to download and install, and what are the nodes and what are the repositories. So I can deploy. So then it start the installation. Okay, so it try to fetch the packages from the repositories mentioned here, and it try to deploy those services in these nodes. So now the installation is started. So again, so it take time. So if you want to know the details about that installation process, if you want to know, look into the detailed message, just click that message option, and you can see what are the services or what are the components it's trying to install now. So it's trying to install data node, and again if you expand that, so you will get that message detail. Okay, so what are the things it's doing and all those things. So again it take time depending on the number of packages and network bandwidth. So you have to wait some time till this installation finishes. So now it's almost done. Still master also it's checking, doing some service check. Okay, so we can see on node 1 and node 2 it's completed. So it's almost done everything. So doing some service check. Okay, so it's trying to run some sample job. Okay, so it's almost done. But we can see some warnings here. So it's nothing but some service check failed. So it tried to run some MapReduce job and failed. So we can troubleshoot that later. So that's it. Then we can continue next. Then okay, so complete. So that's it about the installation. So you can see the status of the services on the page, and these are the services running. So initially HDFS, Yarn, MapReduce and Zookeeper. Okay, so and again, so if you want to know the versions, stack and version, so go to here, version. So you can see the version 2.5.3, and Ambari it's 2.4.20. So we have completed the installation. So I hope you like the content. So please click like button, also subscribe to my channel. Thank you, bye.